Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. Big episode of Monday Night Raw coming up for you guys tonight. This is the first Raw that's not, well, different. It's because last week we had old school Raw. This week, our standard regular Raw coming back on the schedule after Night of Champions. So, let's go and check out this week's card. It was just Dolph Ziggler coming up against Sheamus. Of course, on last week's main event, it was Ziggler and RVD. Rob Van Dam got the win that time. Can Sheamus follow suit of his tag team partner and beat Dolph Ziggler, the United States Champion, tonight? Gold and Stardust, they'll take on the Ascension in tag team action. AJ Lee, the Divas Champion in action, she'll be taking on Natalya. Can Natalya prove her worth potentially for a championship opportunity? As the New Day will face Cesaro and Tyson Kidd in another tag team match as well. Triple threat match, the match that should have been at Night of Champions, Randy Orton versus The Rock versus Triple H. That will be a triple threat match. That will be a hell of a match. And this is our main event. Falls Count Anywhere. Ryback versus Roman Reigns. The winner will get the 5th spot in the Hell in a Cell WWE Championship 6-man Hell in a Cell match at the pay-per-view. That is going to be huge. We'll be playing that one for sure. We'll play the Ziggler and Sheamus match as well as Golden Stardust versus the Ascension. Golden Stardust get the W there. So the Ascension, they were looking good, but they suffered a loss again. Setback again as Natalya upsets the Divas Champion as well. There you go. The New Day and Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Cesaro and Kidd, they get the victory over the New Day. And the match that was going to be, it would have been The Rock coming away with the win. I would have liked to play that one, but I wanted to play these other two as well. So we run out of matches to play, unfortunately, as we get into this matchup. Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. Our US champion Dolph Ziggler coming out right now. This should be a very interesting one because we have Rob Van Dam. He already beat Dolph Ziggler last week on main event. So I'm guessing Sheamus probably wants to do the same. I mean, what's really been going on with the Celtic Thunder, we don't know. They've been out of action a little bit in recent times, and I'm not exactly sure what the future of the tag team of the Celtic Thunder is, but potentially the former World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus wants to get back in singles action. Maybe Rob Van Dam wants to do the same. So they're going to support each other. They're going to have each other's backs whilst they do that. If that's the case, it's fair enough. These guys are friends. There's no need to really turn on each other at the moment. And maybe they might be fighting over the one spot for the United States Championship if Sheamus does beat Dolph Ziggler tonight. As here we go, Sheamus, former world champion. Of course, he was a champion for not very long. Of course, only a 5-day championship reign. Of course, he won the championship at last year's Money in the Bank. He was cashed in on 5 days later by Mark Henry. So Sheamus couldn't really catch a break, unfortunately for him, as Mark Henry took the title away from him, and Sheamus has never been the world champion since. So can Sheamus turn it around? I mean, he has had a pretty decent run with the tag titles and, you know, as a tag team with Rob Van Dam, so he's had some success elsewhere, despite not really doing too much singles-wise, but he hasn't really been trying to toss his name in the singles championships as of late. He's been focusing on a tag team career, but perhaps now is a good time for Sheamus to get back on the saddle and try and get himself another singles championship, as he gets suplexed there by Dolph Ziggler, who had a great victory against Roman Reigns at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. And many are saying that Dolph Ziggler deserves an opportunity to be in that 6-man Hell in a Cell match. But we will find out the 5th man in that match later on. We don't know who will be number 6. We'll probably find out next week, perhaps. But many say Dolph Ziggler should be one of the men in that one. But perhaps he might have some other top superstars to deal with at the moment, as Sheamus and RVD certainly pressing down on Dolph Ziggler right now, really trying to put the pressure on him as the champion, as Ziggler in a pinning predicament here. He kicks out before a count can occur. So, of course, he did have his first championship defense against Roman Reigns. He won the championship, of course, from the current WWE Champion Seth Rollins. So that's why many are saying, well, if Dolph Ziggler was in the 6-man Hell in a Cell, he'd probably win it. He's beaten the WWE Champion before. Why wouldn't he be able to do it again? That's a very fair point, and I tend to agree, but you know, a lot of people have also said that Seth Rollins kind of threw that match. I personally never thought that, but you know, Dolph Ziggler certainly could throw his name in the hat for Hell in a Cell, but at the moment his focus is on the United States Championship, and to be fair, Dolph Ziggler might just be focused on that US title. Maybe he wants to hold it for a couple more months before he moves up to try and contend for that WWE Championship. I know Dolph Ziggler, this is his first real singles reign as a champion here. He hasn't really achieved all that much, so now he's really starting to hit his strides here in Universe Mode. He's starting to get the momentum. He's really starting to look the champion that we all thought he could be. So suppose he doesn't want to try and bite off too much than he can chew. He's already got enough to deal with right now as Sheamus and RVD are really trying to take that title away from him, and I'm sure among others as well. There's a lot of good contenders here on Monday Night Raw. Mark Henry and Kane have also thrown their hand up as well. So there's a lot of strong contenders for Dolph Ziggler to contend with, as Sheamus is looking pretty good at the moment midway through this matchup, and Dolph Ziggler could be in a little bit of trouble as Sheamus tosses Ziggler back down. And watch Sheamus going to try and pick Ziggler up. He's got him up. Oh, powerbomb! Wow, that was brute force, and now he's trying to put Ziggler away perhaps with the white noise. Hits it to perfection. Ziggler's in trouble. The cover. Is that enough to put Ziggler away? 2. Oh, he kicks out at 2.5. Dolph Ziggler staying alive in this match, just barely half a second in it. Can Ziggler fight his way back into it? I don't know. Oh, nice power slam there by Dolph Ziggler, slamming the 280-pounder. Sheamus kicks out at 1 though. Not enough for Ziggler to put Sheamus away. He needs to do a little bit more than that to try and put the Celtic Warrior away. That is for sure. The World Heavyweight Champion, former World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, looking pretty good, but Dolph Ziggler getting the momentum right now, getting himself back in this match as Rob Van Dam watches on. You have to wonder, is RVD secretly hoping that Sheamus loses, or is he rooting on his teammate? I don't know. As Ziggler, elbow drop after elbow drop, those heart stoppers going and going and going. Sheamus in trouble. Ziggler, gonna try and finish it off. The show off. Oh, another elbow drop right to the chest, into the heart of Sheamus. The cover. Is that enough to put Sheamus away? No, he kicks out at 2.5 again. So close. Dolph Ziggler thought he might have had it there. Wait a minute. Oh! The bro kick out of nowhere. 2, 3. Wow, just like that. Just like that. Are you kidding me? Sheamus was on the verge of getting beat by Dolph Ziggler. He gets up, bang, hits the bro kick out of nowhere, and that's it. 3 count for Sheamus. He barely survives, but he's pinned the US champion. That now means that RVD and Sheamus have now both beaten Dolph Ziggler. So the United States champion is in a lot of jeopardy. The Celtic Thunder potentially both going after the one title this time, and that's not the tag titles, that's the United States Championship. Will we see perhaps a triple threat at Hell in a Cell? Dolph Ziggler has a lot of work to do, and he's going to have his work cut out for him as Sheamus and RVD are looking to take those titles as we move on to our next match. And it is a big one, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the big guy. It is Ryback, and you want to talk about a champion. This man, perhaps the greatest SmackDown champion of all time. He held the World Heavyweight Championship for many months, and he's got a bit of a new look coming out here tonight, looking very good. The big guy, he's looking very big indeed, and he's ready for a fight. Of course, that old school Raw, he picked up the victory over Rhino, which was enough to kind of earn him the right to be in this one. Of course, he has beaten Roman Reigns before as well. He beat Roman Reigns before Night of Champions. So he certainly knows how to beat Reigns. Here comes Roman Reigns. And you might be wondering, why the hell is Roman Reigns in the title mix? I'm not exactly sure, because you wonder. You know, he's had a couple losses in a row now. Of course, he didn't beat Dolph Ziggler at Night of Champions. But what happened last week at Old School Raw was enough to throw his name as a potential Hell in a Cell contender. After the match between DX and The Shield, that's right, DX and The Shield, Seth Rollins, he lost. He got pinned, and Seth Rollins blames it on Roman Reigns for not breaking up the pin, not helping Seth Rollins out. So Seth Rollins, he tried to attack Roman Reigns after the match. Roman Reigns countered, got the better of Seth Rollins, hit the Superman punch, and then speared the living hell out of Seth Rollins. And that infuriated Roman Reigns, and it certainly pissed Seth Rollins off as well. So some bad blood is now brewing between Reigns and Seth Rollins. So you have to wonder, Roman Reigns is going to want to win this match very, very badly to try and get his hands on his former Shield brethren and his former tag team partner that he won 2 WWE Tag Team Championships with, and he was the longest reigning tag team champion in their history of Universe Mode with as well. So a lot of history between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So Reigns, he knows he has to win this match tonight if he's going to get his hands on Seth Rollins. But Ryback, he's in good form as well. After many, many months of struggling, he had many championship opportunities a few months ago after WrestleMania. Of course, when he came over to Raw, he was the New Authority henchman. He failed. And it hasn't been until about now that he's pretty much resurrected himself. He's got the victories that he's needed to get his name back in the title mix. And with a 6-man match, I think his spot is certainly warranted. I think you got to have potentially the greatest champion in the history of Universe Mode, let alone SmackDown. I mean, his championship reign rivals Brock Lesnar's championship reign for dominance. And considering that Ryback was there week in, week out as well, whereas Brock Lesnar, not so much. Perhaps Ryback's championship reign was arguably better, so perhaps the greatest champion in the history of Universe Mode, I think he deserves an opportunity for the WWE Championship. But hey, he's going to have to beat Roman Reigns to be able to do it. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match as well, by the way. So this should be a match that could go anywhere around the ring. It's going to be pretty brutal, I think, as Ryback spine busters Roman Reigns down. And he's going to try and pick Reigns up, going to show the strength of the big guy. Powerbombs him down. And we have to wonder what the 6th participant will be in that match as well. What kind of match that will take place for that to occur. You know, to decide who's going to be in that. What kind of names are going to be in that. I mean, we know we have Daniel Bryan, who's been fighting and itching to get and clawing to get himself an opportunity. A lot of you guys have been saying, where's Daniel Bryan? Why is he not getting opportunities? You know, he's asking himself the same thing. So he's wondering, what's he got to do to get himself an opportunity? You know, he's going to try and throw his name in there. We have Christian as well, who's recently been, I suppose, blindsided by his tag team partner, Chris Jericho. So I don't know if he's going to be in exactly the right headspace. There's Mark Henry, there's Kane, there's the really struggling Alberto Del Rio. You know, there's a lot of good names here on Monday Night Raw that could fill that spot. And hell, even Sheamus or RVD, as we just saw, could earn themselves a spot as well. So there's a lot of good names here on Raw that deserve an opportunity to get themselves into that Hell in a Cell match. And some of these guys haven't even had an opportunity at the WWE Championship. But Roman Reigns and Ryback have both had opportunities in recent months for the title. Reigns at bragging rights. Ryback, he had a couple opportunities at the likes of Payback. He had one at bragging rights as well. So Ryback, he's had many opportunities. Reigns has had some opportunities. But a guy like Daniel Bryan, he's had the one. You know, a Kane, a Mark Henry, they haven't had opportunity at the title for a long time. Alberto Del Rio, the same. So you'd have to wonder, you know, some of these guys that haven't had opportunities, will they get the chance to step up to be that 6th man? As both these guys outside the ring right now, as Roman Reigns picks Ryback up, drills the knee into the side of Ryback, sorry, as Roman Reigns goes for the cover, just gets the 1 count. So what kind of impact will these two guys have outside the ring now? Of course, Falls Count Anywhere. The count can occur no matter where they are. They can be on top of the announce table. They can be, you know, on top of the food and beverage stand out the back. They can be in the car park. They can be in a hotel room. It doesn't exactly matter where they're going to be. I mean, they can be in the water, in the ocean. They can be on the beach. It doesn't matter where these guys want to do it. As long as there's a 3 count, as long as somebody's shoulders are on the mat, that's all that matters. But at the moment, these two guys are just happy to stay around this ring as Ryback with a clothesline, taking down Roman Reigns. As Reigns with a couple of big lefts and rights. Look at these strikes by Roman Reigns. Wow. Ryback is dazed. He's stirring. He doesn't know where he is. Roman Reigns striking Ryback with authority. And of course, there is no DQ as well. No countouts, no nothing. Everything's allowed. Everything's legal. And of course, you guys have also voted on the BrendenPlayz website at BrendenPlayz.com that Falls Count Anywhere is the favorite to win the Hell in a Cell stipulation poll for Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. So if you haven't voted already on that poll, go to BrendenPlayz.com, vote on the poll. It's on the homepage on the right-hand side of the page. I don't know if you have to scroll down a little bit, but it's also on the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view page as well. So go on there, vote on the poll, have your say, And at the moment, I believe Falls Count Anywhere is something like 35% to win, and it's quite ahead of the rest of the competition. So if you don't want Falls Count Anywhere to win, you need to go on there and have your vote. Your vote could be the difference maker, as Roman Reigns looking for a weapon right now. Ryback back in the middle of the ring. Here comes Reigns. He's back in the ring. Oh, tried to strike Ryback with the bat, but Ryback getting outside the ring, and now Ryback's going to try and look for a weapon as well. He wants an equalizer. I don't think he's going to find one, though. I think Roman Reigns. Oh, that shot with the bat. Another one. Oh, Reigns just beating the hell out of Ryback with that bat. And now Ryback's got it. What's he going to do? Oh, he strikes Reigns in the back. Tosses the bat away. He doesn't need it. He's going to try and win this match. Instead, there's a 2 count as Reigns kicks out at 2. Oh, that bat using certainly is not going to tickle as Ryback steamrolls Roman Reigns. He's going to pick him up for that powerbomb again. Oh, look at the power of the big guy. Roman Reigns sent down. And is that enough to put Roman Reigns away as Ryback's going to just launch Roman Reigns into the announce table? He's going to do it again. Oh, this time head first, bouncing off the table. Now Roman Reigns is stirring. He doesn't know where he is. Oh, Ryback showing his power and strength as he slams down Reigns again. And now Ryback just struggling a little bit, needs a bit of a breather. That breather might just cost him the match, though, as he probably had Roman Reigns. This time he's only getting a 2 count. Ryback needed the breather, and perhaps Roman Reigns, he used the time effectively to kick out of that, regain himself, but he meets the spinebuster of Ryback. And now the big guy's going to try again. This time he's not wasting any time. It still gets the 2 count. Needs to do a little bit more on Roman Reigns right now. I'm sure if he hits that shell shock, it will be game over for Roman Reigns. Uh-oh, Roman Reigns takes down Ryback, and now he's just getting that knee right into the back of the big guy, trying to stop Ryback from lifting Roman Reigns up, perhaps trying to wear down that back of the big guy. As Roman Reigns now in control of this match. It was all Ryback. Now it's Reigns with a belly-to-belly slam. And how has the tides turned? As okay, another cover. As Ryback trying to get back to his feet is on one knee. Roman Reigns has to continue the assault. You know, Ryback is a little bit gassed right now. He's struggling for air as Roman Reigns looking pretty good with a suplex now just launching the skull of Ryback on the outside. The padding is not exactly very thick. It's not very friendly to your skull. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to be a nice fluffy pillow. It's going to hurt. There's concrete underneath that as another cover. Roman Reigns can't get the pinfall though. Ryback, suppose there's not all that much in the skull of Ryback anyway. There's not much to really damage as Ryback trying to lift Roman Reigns up. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Takes down Reigns. That surely is enough to put Reigns away. 3, oh, 2.5 count. Right there, I thought for sure Roman Reigns was going to be down and out there as Ryback's in control again. Ryback regaining his strength, regaining his stamina as well, but a Samoan drop, surely that's enough. No, these two behemoths, these two powerhouses, still fighting, trying to give each other their best shots. They're throwing haymakers at each other. They're picking each other up and slamming each other down with authority. But still, it's not enough to put each other away. Is another 2 count? Yes, it is. Maybe even a 1 count that time for Ryback trying to get to Roman Reigns. Oh, just like that. The equalizer, the big boot to Roman Reigns, sending Reigns down, and that could be lights out for Roman Reigns, the big dog who's trying to get into Hell in a Cell. He wants revenge on Seth Rollins. He wants to get there. The fans want to see it as well. Everybody wants to see Roman Reigns get his revenge on Seth Rollins. Wants to see Roman Reigns kick Rollins' ass, but it may not happen as Ryback's trying to spoil the fairy tale. Well, even though Roman Reigns got the better of Seth Rollins at last week's Old School Raw, there's still a lot of unfinished business. There's still some bad blood between these two as Ryback and Reigns. Oh, Ryback steamrolls Roman Reigns again. Here's another cover. The 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Ryback trying to put an end to Roman Reigns' hopes and dreams, and he's doing a pretty damn good job of it. As another right hand, an elbow this time, and uh-oh, Ryback's got Reigns up and showing the power and strength again. But Ryback struggling for air. He's struggling as this match goes on. You can only wonder this is going to benefit Roman Reigns as he kicks out again. Ryback is struggling. His cardio really not up to scratch right now as Roman Reigns struggling to get to his feet, but it is the big guy in control. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Ryback's got him up. He's going to try for the shell shock. He's walking around the outside of the ring. Shell shock to the outside. Shell shock to Roman Reigns. Is Ryback going to Hell in a Cell? Yes, he is. The 3 count. Ryback's going to Hell in a Cell. Ryback's the 5th man in the Hell in a Cell 6-man matchup for the WWE Championship, just like that. Roman Reigns, he was looking good, but Ryback just a step too good tonight. Despite struggling a little bit towards the end of the match, he had enough left in the tank to hit the shell shock. Bang! 1, 2, 3. Good night, Roman Reigns. Reigns' dreams of getting his hands on Seth Rollins are looking pretty slim, but hey, there might be still one more opportunity for him next week on Raw, as we'll find out the 6th and final participant of the WWE Championship Hell in a Cell match. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's Universe Mode episode. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on the video. You have to subscribe to see more Universe Mode episodes and a hell of a lot more on my channel. There's plenty of other series to check out as well. You have to subscribe to see that. And of course, check out the website. Please vote on the poll. Let me know the stipulation for Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Let me know what you want. Comment on everything you want to do. Let me know your feedback. Give it all to me. Join the forums, BrendenPlayz.com. Follow me on Twitter. We are almost at 1,000 followers. Help me get there. And I'll see you all next video.